Iron alloying is a vital part of our lives. It requires many steps to produce the items and bad puns that we use daily. The first issue we must address with iron alloying is, how do we get iron in the first place? The answer to that is mining, an example of which is shown here. In mines like these we find our miner, Jeff. Jeff uses his trusty pickaxe, along with some explosives, to dig far into mountains or underground iron deposits. By doing this, Jeff collects iron ore, which is usually either hematite or magnetite and isn't a very useful material as is. So, now what? In order to refine the iron ore into the metallic iron that we need, we must use a blast furnace. The iron ore is placed into the furnace along with coke, which is a form of carbon, and limestone, and then heated to perform a reduction reaction on the iron ore. This yields a molten metallic iron that can be processed into many forms, such as billets, slabs, and blooms, allowing for more efficient storage. This iron can then be alloyed using an electric furnace. The iron, along with other elements, are placed into the furnace and heated together. The elements shown here are the alloying elements used to produce stainless steel, but this process is similar for most iron alloys. The materials are allowed to melt together into a homogeneous metallic soup and then cooled to form billets of the unfinished iron alloy, in this case stainless steel. One could then ask, well, how do we finish it? With stainless steel, the first step in finishing the alloying process is annealing the unfinished billet. This is done by heating the metal and helps to remove internal stresses. Unfortunately, this process often causes the buildup of scales on the surface of the metal. Through a process known as pickling, these scales must be removed using a bath of hydrofluoric and nitric acid. After the metal has been sufficiently pickled, it can then be cut to size using a variety of techniques, including the use of guillotine blades. After the metal is cut, a surface finish can then be applied based on the needed use of the alloy. One type of finish that can be applied is a dull finish. This is applied by hot rolling the metal, annealing it, and then descaling it. The next is a bright finish, which is applied through hot rolling the metal and then cold rolling it on polished rollers. A mirror finish can also be applied to the metal through polishing it with progressively finer abrasives and then buffing it extensively. Other finish types can also be applied, but those mentioned are some of the most common. So, one might ask, why is this even important? Well, there are many everyday items like our pots and pans which must be made using specific types of iron so that they don't melt or deform during use. Other iron alloys must be created to resist corrosion, similar to the ones used in submarines or other seafaring vessels. And finally, iron alloys, especially 316L stainless steel, are used in the medical field in the form of implants that can be used to repair anything from broken bones to occluded arteries.
That's all, folks.